Right, so problem 4.79, it says find the Thevenin equivalent with respect to terminals A and B. Since there's no independent voltage source, we know that our V Thevenin is equal to 0 volts. Let me redraw that. Right, so in this case, we want to plug in either a voltage or a current source, and we can make it whatever value we want. But for simplicity, to make it more simple, we would rather have the value be either 1 amp or 1 volt. I'm gonna do a voltage source. I'm gonna say 1 volt. I'm gonna plug in that. So then I'm gonna go ahead and draw the loops. I'm gonna call this I delta. I'm gonna call this loop I1, and then say this loop is I2. Okay, so our first equation, you can say 150 times ID plus 200 times ID plus 1 plus 50 would be ID minus I2 equals 0. Second would be 100 I1 plus 200 ID plus I1 plus 250 ID equals 0. And then for our third loop, we have 250 ID plus 50 I2 minus ID minus 1 equals 0. Right, so then let's plug this into Maxima. We have 3 equations, 3 variables we can find. So 150 times ID plus 200 times D plus I1 times ID minus I2 0. I1, ID, I2. So this would be, so we essentially want to find what I2 is, which is the current coming out of the source we plug in. We know that I2 is 1 over 150. So we're able to find our Thevenin, right? As the source. Well, we know our Thevenin is V equal I, or over I. And we know V is equal to 1, and our I is 1 over 150. Right, we can just say this. So our Thevenin would be 150 ohms. So our equivalent circuit, since there's no V Thevenin, you could either say 0 volts, or you can just draw a line or a wire. It look like this. And it'd be 150. So this would be our Thevenin equivalent.